And welcome back. It's the Northwest Showcase on 93.9 KPDQ. Dr. Day is here, and I love when he's in our studio. Just a great guy, and he has a great practice, Day Chiropractic at 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue. It's right between Powell and Foster. It's easy to find. I love the building. There's like a big pine tree right there next to his building.
Yep.
And 503-760-7572 is the number to make an appointment with Dr. Day. 503-760-7572. And the Day Chiropractic Christmas Special for a $25 donation to the Portland Open Bible Community Pantry. Dr. Day will provide you with a full exam, including the necessary digital x-rays, posture, and nerve scan to locate the source of the problem. daychiropractic.com. You'll find out more there, or you can just make an appointment right now, 503-760-7572.
Yeah, just as we were talking on the break, I'll just fill you guys in a little bit, but we were talking with Betty, and you heard she's a nurse, and she just several months ago gave up a position that she loved in South Taylor Family Physicians. She has now gone to the pantry full time, so that's a leap of faith. So any of you who have done something like this, you essentially have to walk away from something that you love to embrace something that you feel God has called you to do.
And so there might be like a money issue too.
Absolutely,
you're
there's a consequence of that. But back to your heart, you're following where God's leading you, and that means you have to let go of these other things and embrace where God has called you.
Yes.
So it's really neat. So then that means I can help. I can help. I want to help you. And you realize we were talking then a little bit about what does because we all talked about the food. We have all these businesses that are doing it. Well, you were then talking about a foundation that has helped fund some of the things you've needed to buy.
Because one of the things that we realized really quickly is how people who are homeless and the working poor, they have to go without certain essentials that we all take for granted. Toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, bathing soap. We all just kind of pick that up off the shelf. Toilet paper is huge. We all just kind of buy that stuff without even thinking about it. And there's tons of people in this state and in this city that wish they had it. And so when we realized, Linda, first of all, realized, Betty, we can just get some toilet paper. And she came to me saying that to me. We applied for a grant through the Oregon Community Foundation. And the grant, to just get toiletries for the pantry. And so the Oregon Community Foundation, an amazing organization, gave us a $10,000 grant at the end of 2017. And we have used it ever since then, every month, to provide those essentials. You will be amazed at how quickly toilet paper goes off the shelves. You'll be amazed how much people just want toothpaste and toothbrush. And so how much are you ordering, Linda?
Well, I ordered 4 cases, which haven't come yet. And I also ordered the wash rags, so the homeless can have something at least to wash with. And I guess I spend about $1,000 a month on toiletries.
Yeah, so we're going through that $10,000 grant really quickly. But it's been so good. It's been so good. I think one of the things that's very, that's just this warm thing that happens to you on the inside is when you're helping a family that is just working really hard to make it, and you're helping them, and then they will come back and say thank you. They'll come back and say, you guys were really there for us when we needed you. And we really appreciate all that you've done. One of the huge things that also has happened within the last 3 or 4 months is Oregon Food Bank has this, I call it a farmer's market. Oregon Food Bank is very committed to providing healthy food for our community. So farmers from all over this city, or all over the state, send their produce to Oregon Food Bank, and Oregon Food Bank came and asked us would we host a farmer's market. So today was a farmer's market, the first Wednesday of second Wednesday of every month. We have about 200 people that line up outside of the pantry, and we provide for them fresh produce. It's straight produce, vegetables, apples, fruits. And that's something that we provide on an ongoing basis. Every time the pantry's open, people come in and they literally go through our pantry and pick up fresh produce from what we have. Like I said, we have these A lot of it comes from Imperfect Produce.
Mhm.
Yes, a lot of it comes from Oregon Food Bank. And between those two organizations, we can, everybody goes and they pick up the amount of fresh fruit and vegetables that you buy.
Wow.
Things that literally we cannot, a lot of us have a really hard time affording.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah. Now, you guys do an annual fundraiser too, it sounds
Yes.
like, right? So that you just did your winter gala.
Yes, we just had our winter gala.
And it was did I hear, was it thousands of dollars you
Yes,
guys
Yes,
raised?
awesome.
we were hoping that we would hit $5,000 because last year we just barely made it to 3,000. So we were
Wow.
hoping we would hit. We hit $8,000
Oh,
this
that's
year.
That's awesome.
It was very exciting
That
for
is
us.
so awesome.
Yeah.
That is so neat. So
Yeah.
like God just kind of said, hey, you know what? Let's go past
Let's
your
go.
goal.
Isn't it fun to take something that was just a dream or a thought and you responded to these break-ins several years ago,
Yeah.
and instead of putting up a brand new security system, you
Right.
started asking the question, wait a minute here, what does this tell us about the needs? And you responded
Wow.
to the need, and this whole ministry has opened up as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
now
Isn't
we're on
that
the
kind
radio.
of cool? I know, isn't this exciting?
And nobody's broken into the kitchen
Right.
either.
Yeah, the kitchen hasn't gotten broken.
No
into
more
yet.
break-ins.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I guess it's so interesting. I love stories, and
Me
just
too.
I had a patient yesterday, and it reminded me of a story because I hadn't seen her for a while, and apparently what had happened is she had fallen and got her arm stuck and snapped her arm, breaking both of the bones in her arm. Well, she's been through the orthopedist and got that healed, but the problem is she plays a fiddle. Now, so
Aw.
she had got so she came and she wasn't coming to see me because of her arm. She just wanted me to, because the rest of her back was giving her all sorts of fits and things like that, right? And I look at this and I looked at her arm and what she says, well, the doctors are real happy. It all healed up and it's all good. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, good for who? That's not good for you. You can't, So she came in because of her back. But I was looking at it, I said, you know what? I want to help you so you can get playing your fiddle again, right? Because this is I don't want to just do this to make the pain go away. I want you to be able to live the life because I told her the story of a lady who had been out ice skating with her daughter, and the ice skates had slipped out. She landed on her wrist, and she had a very, so it just reminded me of what we went through several years ago with this other patient, and that patient was a pianist. Well, the doctors, they secured the wrist and everything, and when those all healed, they washed their hands. They said, good job, we did, that's great, bones healed, good for you. And I'm going, wait a minute, she can't play the piano. She had her master's in music, led the music ministry at her church, and now she can't play the piano? And so I said, that's not good. So I started taking that wrist in hand, and I started, because you knew the bones were all okay, but we just have to make it work right again. So I started taking and adjusting, and what do you know? We got her, so her wrist is normal. Even, it's one, but the doctors wouldn't have done anything about it, right? They did what they were supposed to do,
Absolutely.
and it was a success. They
Sure.
were happy.
Sure.
I wasn't happy because I knew the patient, right? And I knew her, and I said, that's not good for you in your life.
Right.
So when I saw this lady yesterday, she comes in, and if that means she's going to stop playing the instrument that she loved, that will be a loss in her life that will be very profound. And so, so she's going to come in tomorrow again. She had no idea that I believe that I'm going to be able to get her playing her violin again. And it's really kind of interesting thing that the stories that people come in, there's loss, but maybe I can help encourage someone to think in a new way or come up with a strategy that help, and it will transform their future. When people come into you for food, they're hungry, yes, but is their hearts and their souls? And Linda, you were talking about when you as a single mom raising these kids, and people who stepped in, and probably some people you don't even know who they were. A check
Right.
might have, or some cash might have appeared somewhere. And when we see needs around us and we respond with God's love, it tells people that they're not worthless, that there is value there. We do care about them, and we're not going to let them just go into oblivion, right? And so I think that's probably true also of healing. And well, you saw in your clinic, it is so important that people understand that if you don't get well, it's going to matter to me. As a person, I will step into that. I will be there for you, even when you don't believe it. part of why you come to see a doctor is you hope against hope that the doctor can find something and come up with a strategy that will help you live the life that you want to live. And so that's something that's great. The other thing, if you come to my office, it's a crazy office, so make sure you tell your dad if he ends up coming in. But it's not like a typical doctor's office, because you'll walk into your office and you think, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know I was going to Starbucks, because I have what I call my Chiro Cafe. I have actual coffee tables, and the chairs are kind of around it. And it was just hilarious. Yesterday, I had a patient who is, her husband, the last time I was on the radio, her husband heard me and made an appointment for his wife, which is really hilarious. And so I was talking to him, you would not have come in, you wouldn't have gone to a chiropractor if it weren't for him, would you? So he made her come in, he made an appointment for her, okay? She wasn't looking to go to another doctor at that point. Well, she came in, and she almost started to cry when I showed her x-rays and explained what was going on and why she was having all these problems, because she had been to all sorts of doctors and they were just telling her it was all in her head and all that sort of stuff. When I could explain why she was having the problems, so she starts under treatment. But anyhow, so now I think we're just like 2 weeks into her care, right? So she's still a newbie. This whole chiropractic thing is all brand new for her. But so she walks in here, and I have another patient sitting there who's filling out paperwork. Well, I had to go back, and so they started talking. And it's so fun because of this environment that you actually have kind of a communal sort of a feel. Because often when we're hurting, we feel all alone. And it's one thing, you kind of expect your doctor to kind of care for it, at least, that sort of thing. And most of us do care deeply. But for another patient to pay attention to you and to have a conversation and be able to encourage your soul that, it was like God had arranged those two people to meet, total strangers. But so I had to go to my room, take some x-rays. I came back, they were still talking. It was just I went, well, this is interesting, and it's really cool that caring in community is really so important. And I would say this community pantry, it really, it's amazing that the church's name is the Open Bible, right? That it is, we're living out what we believe God has shown us, and by the nature and character of His Son, this God is love, right? And He reaches out so we can be His hands and His feet and see people, like, people who were sick and hurting and outcast. Jesus would look them in the eye and what do you need, or how can I help you? He would, and He would address their needs. And if we show the world that that's what God has, it's like, oh man, it'll speak to their heart.
I want to challenge our listeners too. If you want to make a big donation to the pantry, I'm sure they would.
We would.
Yeah.
We would take it. Amen. That's right.
If you're
no thinking twice about it.
No.
If you're thinking that's something you would like to do, maybe show your kids, what it's like to help out a ministry this type of year, and then you can go and see where that money goes to. You can take your kids for a little field trip. Maybe you homeschool. This is a great way to kind of educate your kids on what it means to support a ministry. I'm sure there's lots of ways you can help.
I think that one of the things that I have always, ever since I got into doing this, I say this often. Sometimes I wonder, because you know how the Bible says, Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. Sometimes I wonder if the poor is here and God just puts them there and says, okay, there they are, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You see them on the street, you see their lights get turned off, you see their kids with holy sneakers, what are you going to do? He just kind of puts them there for us. For us to help breathe who He is inside of us. I feel that the poor are an opportunity that the Lord gives us to help develop us into His nature.
I agree. Yes.
One of the things that's amazing about, and I could go on about all the amazing things about the pantry, I could, but there's nothing more amazing than having, because a lot of times the homeless, they don't even look at you. You're looking at them because they come to the computer and you're putting their stuff in. Sometimes they won't even look at you.
Wow.
I once touched a homeless person's hands, and they pulled it away and they said to me, you don't want to touch me. You see how dirty I am? There's nothing better than that person 2 or 3 times later, they come in, they're looking at you, they're laughing, they're hugging you, they're still on the street, nothing much has changed. but all of a sudden you become part of somebody who cares about them.
That's correct.
And it's just, it's fun. And so there was a guy last night, he is this tall, homeless guy. He is just fun. And he comes in there, I'm here again, haven't been here for a while. You've been missing me, haven't you? Yes, I've been missing you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, and so that whole community thing that you're talking about. Yes, I think that what is the church is all about. That's what we are all about, community. And like Mason was saying, I don't know any place in the scriptures that Jesus said, get converted and then I'll take care of you. No, we don't take care about to people. We don't care of people. We do not take care of people because we are going to convert them.
Yes.
We're taking care of people because they're people.
Absolutely.
Because they're human. And that's what Jesus did. You know, being human is an amazing gift that we have. And we can help give humanity back to people who feel their humanity, they don't have it anymore.
We are, we're at a time. Day Chiropractic Christmas special once again. A $25 donation to the Portland Open Bible Community Pantry. You will get a full exam, including necessary digital x-rays, posture and nerve scan to locate the source of a problem. Only $25 for the donation. And you can call Day Chiropractic 503-760-7572. 760-7572. I wish we had more time. Thank you, Dr. Day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And our Northwest Showcase sponsored by Day Chiropractic on 93.9 KPDQ.
Wow!
You did great.